Featherstone in West Yorkshire, born for mining, living for rugby league. Today, all its thoughts are on the top of the table clash at Oldham. Just 5 years after the whole town turned out to welcome home the Challenge Cup winners, they're preparing again for a little bit of glory in Featherstone.
How long have you been watching Featherstone?
Since 1952.
Have you missed many?
Not many at all, no. Usually go home and away.
Do you think they'll win today at Oldham?
Not really.
It's a grand club, is this? Only club, you know. I've watched these for 50 years besides playing, you know. Never miss home way.
8 of today's team actually live in Featherstone, including veteran second row man Peter Smith.
Why is it, do you think, that so many lads have stuck with the local club?
I don't know really. I suppose it's, you know, born and bred Featherstone lads don't like travelling too much really. There's myself and Keith Bell, been here 16 and 18 years like, and you know, it's a way of life really for us. I only live 200 yards away from ground and it's a big bind for to start travelling away.
Featherstone's team includes 4 6-footers, but the smallest man could be the most influential. It's Derek Fox, the captain.
Derek, it must seem like land of the giants to you, this, does it?
Yeah, they're all right, the lads. I know they're a big set, but I can still bring them down to my side sometimes. I know with Peter making me captain, I talk to them all with respect, and they look at me with respect, so I think we're all on the same level, and as that goes.
How do you feel about playing Oldham 2 successive Sundays? Because often old scores have to be settled in matches like that.
Yeah, too close together for comfort, because we know last week they set up a barrier here, they played offside, and they stopped us making progress with the ball. We hope this week we've learned how to combat that, and if the referee doesn't push them back, then we'll have to do it with tactics. That's what we've practiced this week. We're expecting them to be a stone wall in front of us, but we hope to break it down at some stage. With Lyman and Steadman, I'm making no errors here, Lyman and Steadman, Bibby should come into the action, and those are the 3 players that can win the game for us.
Well, Featherstone left for Oldham with their memories still fresh of last week's 8-all draw on their own ground. And while today's match is vital to both sides, it's especially so for Featherstone, who've played more games than Oldham and won more than Wakefield, the leaders, who will expect to win today at Carlisle. But if Oldham are second in that table, the folk here reckon they lead the first division in something else. The pies, they'll tell you, are the best you'll find on any ground. And of course, for our commentators, John Helm and David Watkins, for what better preparation for their afternoon's work than one of the 6 varieties of Oldham pie. For the Oldham fans on the terraces, remembering last month's defeat here against Wakefield in front of the scrum-down cameras, the question is, are the team G'd up for the big occasion?
Yes, I think we are. We were not as well prepared last time, I feel. Wakefield certainly came out buzzing, and they thoroughly deserved the victory. But I feel that we're in a totally different mood this time. We're not going to make the same sort of mistakes we made against Wakefield.
What have you done to change that mood?
I think performances over the last few weeks, we have steadily increased the amount of pressure on players, both by claims for first team spots, also through the training we've been doing, use of videos, all sorts of things. We've got to pull 1 or 2 tricks out on special occasions, and I feel being on the television again today, it is important that we put in a good performance for our spectators, because the last time we pulled in over 5,000 people and we sent them home very unhappy.
So you've got it right this time?
We've got a lot of explaining to do. We had a lot of explaining to do, and we've got to put it right this time.
Whatever the result, today's match is another chance for at least 4 men to parade the skills that could earn them a Great Britain tour to Australia. For Featherstone, it's Chris Bibb and Derek Fox. David Watkins.
Chris Bibb, a talented youngster, developed as a Colts player and an under-21 international. If Great Britain are looking to the future, then this lad is just the candidate for me to go on tour this summer. Derek Fox, Featherstone's number 7, played in all the tests against Australia last year under Bamford, has not figured since. A good player, will be hoping to impress to go on tour as well. For Oldham, Hugh Waddell, a highly polished performer who has proved that playing in the 2nd division has not inhibited his performances. He is, without doubt, a firm favourite to tour down under with Malcolm Reilly's Lions. Paul Round, a hard-running 2nd row. He started the season off very well. Temporarily, he hasn't played as well as he can, but he'll be looking too today to prove that he too can go on tour.
Well, Hugh Waddell, in fact, is one of 4 Oldham men who passed fitness tests today. The others are fullback Mick Burke, centre Gary Warnocky and 2nd rower Colin Hawkyard. So they're unchanged except on the subs bench where Ian Sherritt replaces Leo Casey. For Featherstone, Alan Banks at centre plays his first game for a year after 3 run-outs with the A-team. Carl Harrison, who was concussed last week, starts on the bench this time. So there we are, let's go up to the commentary box, and with a pie now out of his mouth, here's John Helm.
And away we go here at Watersheddings. Featherstone kicking off. There's a little bit of a breeze, but conditions generally excellent as Hugh Waddell takes the first catch. And David Watkins, this is a key game in the destiny of the Second Division Championship.
It is a key game. Two teams perched in the top three there, and I mean it's so important. This Featherstone side, a big pack of forwards, and Oldham obviously wanting to impress at home.
Hawkyard slips it away to Flanagan, and an early running chance here for Des Foy. Flanagan, the hooker, he was a substitute last time we were here. He's won his place. That's a kick which is going to go dead, and they'll bring it back to the 25. Oldham have had a marvellous home record so far. That one defeat against Wakefield Trinity, the one we saw on Scrumdown, but otherwise no blemish. And Featherstone's away record, well, they started dismally, losing 3 of their first 4 games, but have since really picked up well, as you can see. Just a little bit too slick that time for Peter Smith. No doubt about the knock-on, which will mean a scrum. One encouraging aspect for viewers is that both these sides have scored a try in every single match in which they've played this season. Now Mike Ford puts it in, and a penalty for Oldham, and it's straight in front of the sticks. Oldham run it with Waddell. Flanagan. Lawson. Father used to play, of course he... Foy. Greedy for the ball coming inside there, he really wanted it that time. Nothing wrong with that, and Walsh tries to burrow his way through 4 blue and white jerseys. So Featherstone have withheld 4 tackles and the drop attempt, and the first point of the game goes to scrum half Mike Ford.
And that's important because Oldham had the wind in their favour. They put Featherstone on the rack there. The defence was at 6s and 7s, and it would have been a shame had they not come away with some reward, and that 1 point is a just reward for that attacking move.
Clawson. 6'4", Neil Clawson. Big, strong, strapping lad. So is this fellow, Waddell. He's the top side of 15 stone as well. Flanagan now round, and nicely switched the attack there back inside for the Australian Walsh. And a good ball from Ford for Mal Graham. Graham skipping towards those lines. The Featherstone line, and again a penalty has been given right in front of the Featherstone posts. But I thought Mal Graham was for all the world a scorer that time.
That's right, he was in virtually. I mean, he was brought down in a tackle a couple of yards, and it took a penalty to stop him there. But Mike Ford, I mean, he plays the ball off exceptionally well, and Graham comes on the burst, and that's what it's all about. Here, he just couldn't get his pass to close, and of course, somebody in on the wrong side for an offside position.
And Walsh puts it straight through the sticks, and Oldham are 3-0 ahead. Oh, nicely done by Bell, who slipped away. Just spotted him in time. Good crowd gathered here at Watersheddings, as you can see. There's a lot of life in the second division this season, and Stedman kicks ahead, went for the pickup himself, and that must be a penalty for obstruction against Graham Stedman. And a needless penalty in a way for them to give away, because I think Mick Burke would probably have got there anyway.
Yes, he would have got there, there was no doubt about that, but it's given Featherstone another attacking position, and I'm sure they're settling down well, although they've now lost the ball, and Oldham are moving it away.
With Burke to Foy, jinking inside and out. So So Featherstone wasted a golden opportunity then, just a couple of yards out. Flanagan misses out a man. Hawkyard, oh, and Quinn so close to the interception. It fell fortuitously for Paul Round in the end. Now it's spotting up. Waddell, caught by the ankle by Bell. He's a prodigious tackler. And again, Ford elects to kick, and this time it's a little beauty, is that? What a good kick that was from Mike Ford.
Well, that's quality rugby, because he knew that they'd been subjected some pressure in their own half. He picked the ball up. They played it once or twice with that good run of 4 rounds and gained a long touch finder right back into the Featherstone 25.
Well, that was a crucial one. Bell to Featherstone. Still all 3 points. The referee barking out his orders there. And you can imagine there's a lot being said in that scrum as Featherstone win it again. Well, last week we saw Nicky Kiss winning the scrums for Wigan against Widnes, and that was very influential on the result. The same is happening today at the moment as Bibb keeps going. Just managed to duck under Hawkyard's right hand. Oh, and then Featherstone knock on. Oh no, the referee said the ball was knocked back. And that might have just confused a few people. And there are real chances here for Featherstone, for Hughes. Has Hughes made it? The referee goes over. And he has indeed. Well, what a time for Featherstone to score, and it all happened because I think Oldham were confused, thinking there'd been a knock-on by Stedman.
Well, I thought it was a knock-on as well, but he threw it as if to go back, and then they fumbled about with it, but into the line came Keith Bell, and he moved the ball out wide, and just look at the way now he goes for the corner, catching the defence, not knowing whether to tackle him or not, and that's an excellent try, and that really says much for this Featherstone side.
Paul Hughes gets only the 3rd try of his professional career to give Featherstone a 10-3 lead. So, Quinn puts that right boot to ball, and what a good kick. Well, he's a man for the occasion, is Quinn, no doubt about that. And that stretches Featherstone's lead to 12-3 just before half-time.
But here we have the incident now, and Stedman most certainly lets it go forward. Now, they're in some doubt here, and he fumbles again. But Keith Bell keeps a cool head. The Oldham side temporarily have stopped. But the ball goes out wide, and Hughes picks the ball up. And watch how the defence now don't know whether to come in for him or go out for him. And he crashes over for an excellent try, which really has put heart in this Featherstone side.
Good restart for Oldham because the ball went into touch. So they've got a scrum 25 yards out. Well, it's a penalty for Oldham. They want the ball quickly. They've really got to do something very sharpish now. With the half-time hooter beckoning. Waddell. To start again. That's another penalty given against Featherstone. Featherstone have now conceded 4 penalties to Oldham 6. And there seemed to be some doubt again in the Oldham camp as to whether to have a kick at goal or not here, and Peter Walsh, spider to his mates, has decided that's the distance and he's going to go for it. Peter Walsh in his first season with Oldham. Played for Leeds United over in Australia and took his team to the Newcastle Grand Final. 2 points just as important for Oldham now as they were when Quinn kicked the goal for Featherstone, and that is half-time. Before it does, we can hear what the fans think with Nick Powell on the touchline.
Well, I think the best side's winning up to now.
If you were in the dressing room now, what would you be saying to the Oldham team?
So get your finger out and get into it.
You think it's going to be the same second half?
Yeah, more of the same, but I think it'll go Oldham's way second half.
Do you?
More fitter team.
So what's your prediction for the final score, sir?
It'll be 5 points, Oldham in front.
What about you? Have you enjoyed it?
Yep. Well, yeah.
Who's your favourite player out there?
You and Robin.
What does Mum think? Are you impressed so
No,
far?
I'm not his mum, I'm a
Oh, you're
Featherstone
not?
supporter.
Oh, very sorry. So that's the views of the fans. Now let's pick up the second half action with John Hell.
And Oldham are in fact taking Paul Round off. He doesn't entirely look amused about the fact, but he goes off. And Ian Sherratt is the big man that used to be with Bradford Northern who comes on. No doubt Eric Fitzsimon's thinking, David, that a pair of fresh legs here might just do the trick.
Yes, I think so. I think Paul Run wanted to be used on the outside. He wasn't being used on the outside. The ball wasn't getting there, and they now need somebody in the middle to tighten it all up a bit.
Here is Sherratt, who had an impressive 18 game against Widnes during the week, and Warnecki. He's run strongly once or twice today. Gary Warnecki, he looks as interested as anyone in the Oldham side, and he's played it to himself once more. It just shows that loses it at the end. The ball is knocked down, and it'll be a scrum. But Warnecki, if anyone, has looked the sharpest of the three quarters.
He has, and the reason is that Oldham are playing it all in ones and twos instead of playing it together and moving the ball.
Got the plate here. Charlie McAllister takes the pass. 3 men taken. Ford, along the line is Graham, gives it back for Ford, the mainspring, Waddell. And it's coming to fever pitch at the moment. The Oldham fans are roaring behind their scene. Warnecki gets it away. Ford, Flanagan, back inside is Clawson. 5 yards out. And now the Oldham fans believe that their team can get a try, their first of the afternoon. Ford will fling a longer ball for Walsh, taken Graham, he's got McAllister outside him. The ball comes back, 4 yards to Burke, Burke to Ford, play on says the ref, Ford chips over the top, and the catch is taken by Lyman. Featherstone survived.
Well, that was Oldham's best feature of play then. They kept the ball moving, they moved it right and left and put a lot of pressure on this Featherstone defence.
Oldham in the unaccustomed position this season of being behind on their own ground. Featherstone survived the onslaught, and Stedman's huge kick means that Meadows is going to have to go all the way back to within 15 yards of his own line. Now he tries to run past Fox. Good tackle from Derek Fox. That's what made him a Great Britain international. Here's another international, Des Foy. Flanagan spins away inside and did well to keep the possession and keep the ball moving, and Clawson now has to try and keep it going as well. Oldham really desperate for a try now to get themselves back in the hunt. Oh, but the ball was lost again, just a little over eager. And Oldham have another substitute warming up, so perhaps they're going to bring on Paul Lord as well. Let's watch Featherstone. Oh, as the ball rebounded from Gary Siddle's knee, straight to Hugh Waddell. Like an ox when he goes on a run like that. Sherratt knocks one man off. Can't take the second, Harrison. But Oldham have certainly put some pep into their game, and Hawkyard will sprint onto Clawson's pass. Inside, and it must be a try for Peter Walsh. Oh, that's a beauty. Good play from the front forwards initially, and Walsh coming up on the shoulder gets Oldham back in it at 9-12.
Well, that's a marvellous part of play, and this is Oldham really at their best. Ford brings Clawson onto the ball, and Clawson goes away from the defence, and well backed up as well, and the ball moved back inside to Walsh, ever alert, and he rushes, and this is really what Oldham wanted to start this second half off.
And that try brings Oldham's tally for the season to 600 points exactly in all matches. So they've had their entertainment at Watersheddings. Waddell was the first man in there initially. Plenty to say about it. And if Walsh pops this one over, as he does, there's only 1 point in it. Featherstone lead now, 12-11.
This is Oldham at their best, moving the ball. Ford looking for the man, brings Clawson on the inside, and Clawson goes outside the man, draws the defence away. Fox there as ever to tackle, but really, watch Peter Walsh coming in, and this is a try that Oldham really were looking for, and they found it right at the right time.
Play underway again with Burke. Well, that's given us a game all right. It's really lifted things. As Foy makes a break. Well, it was a good substitution by Eric Fitzsimons. Since Ian Sherritt came on, Oldham seem to have raised their game. And now Waddell. Just seemed to have come alive a little bit. And here's Ford, who's got them ticking again. Taking the passes, Meadows, and he did that so well. Desfoy up on the outside of Bibb, comes back inside. Fullback did his job well. It's the last tackle now, but the Oldham crowd really getting behind their side now, sensing perhaps another try. If Clawson keeps it moving here, it'll be the handover. But this is going to be a real test for Featherstone now.
Featherstone really know what they have to do. They might have been settled a little bit at half-time knowing they had elements with them, but they most certainly now know they're in a game.
There's never much in it when these two sides meet. Played a number of draws in recent seasons. Who would bet against another one at the moment? One dropped by Harris, and he just took his ball. Pass from Fox. Not having the ball until the last few. There's no way through there for Foy. McAllister, he loves running at them. Charlie McAllister. He's due to go and play in Australia next season as well. For a team called Newcastle Knights. Ford thought about going right, came left instead to Clawson. Featherstone are under siege at the moment. It's Flanagan whips the ball away to Hawkyard. Good tackle from Steadman, last tackle in fact. Now then, will it be a drop attempt to get the scores level? Chip through from Ford. It's a dangerous one, but just too long.
Well, I don't think there's any doubt what was said in the Oldham dressing room at half-time, and it most certainly has come out amongst the players. They were enthusing, they've been far more positive and doing a lot more.
Here's the Oldham bench with 4 round at the moment, sitting it out, number 11. again intelligently kicking towards that far touchline. And that's a quite magnificent kick from Derek Fox.
Well, we spoke about him. He has been sort of left behind a little bit from international recognition this year in Mal Riley's thoughts, at least. But I'm sure he's got more than a point to prove today, and he's most certainly proven it.
He lives at Dewsbury at Crown Flat, just behind the posts, actually. And that's his record, 5'6" tall, and he's a durable little character. Penalty is awarded to Featherstone. Mr. Houghton has certainly dished out the penalties today. The penalties. Fox to Bell, who takes it back. Fox, Steadman. And the ball was lost in the tackle, but fly on, says the referee, and Lyman, that danger man, is there up again. 6 more tackles for Featherstone Rovers. The referee was on the job, and Steadman here bursts for that line. He's got a real eye for an opening, and he's just proved it. Graham Steadman goes over and restores Featherstone's advantage. It's now 11-16. And Graham Steadman really deserves that try.
Well, watch the way Graham Steadman, he knew where he was going. He went, now he ran at the cover defence, hit 3 men to one side. They couldn't hold him forwards and all. He put it down, and that's a magnificent try, right at the right time, when it seemed that Oldham were getting back into the game.
He was the 2nd Division Player of the Year in 1985.
Steadman picks up, takes it to the left-hand side, and the forwards chase him, but he knows he steps back inside. Marvellous try, right at the right time.
He just stretched enough, and Quinn can stretch Featherstone's lead here. On the 25. And Steve Quinn, we've seen him put, yes, he's done it again. Well, Quinn really does have his kicking boots on today. And in taking the score to 18-11, Steve Quinn is now just 1 goal away from 1,500 in his career. Graham Steadman once got 26 points in a match for York against Batley. I don't think he'll do that today, but he's got a crucial try. Ford. Oh, goodness. The groundsman here is a professional mole catcher. I don't think any will be popping their heads out at the moment with all this going on about them. And the last tackle, Ford will go for the drop goal, and he slices it wide this time. Once lucky, not twice. Bibb knocks on in a difficult position. And again it's Warnecki. He's run really spiritedly as Gary Warnecki, the Australian. Chances now for Oldham. Again Ford. Woodell takes some stopping on the charge. Ford swings it back right again, looks for the opening, can't find it. This must be encouraging. Flanagan, Clawson, back inside his Hawk yard, and Ford, loses the ball a yard out. Would you believe it? And that sums up Oldham's day at the moment.
Well, they really are trying to force their way over. They've had some terrible luck, but I mean, that wasn't luck. That was a poor catch and take of the ball.
Warnecki is rung strongly, and he'll go straight at the lines. Gary Warnecki, 5 yards out. Desperate stuff from Oldham as Flanagan gives it away. Woodell picks it up. keeps going. Hugh Waddell barges past two. Still 3 more men with there to cling on to him. It's Australian type tackling. Ford slips it back inside. Warnecki. Well, Warnecki really does deserve to score for all the hard work he's put in. But Ford, Mick Burke, McAllister must get in. Charlie McAllister's over. And we can expect a grandstand finish now. McAllister's 4th try for the club makes it 18-15.
They moved the ball, they've been on the attack for long periods as Featherstone's defence has been stretched all the time. Graham comes into the line, Mick Burke flips the ball out here to McAllister, and his strength enables him to go over for the try Oldham richly deserved.
So McAllister unable to convert, and it's 18-15 in Featherstone's favour. But only 4 minutes left for Oldham to rescue it. Sherritt barges his way through. Flanagan. Now Waddell punching holes in the Featherstone defence. And as far as I can see, as Oldham are awarded another penalty, not one single soul has left the ground. You can't blame them. Such an absorbing match, you couldn't possibly go away from it. Well, Oldham's chance is here. 3 minutes left as Ford gives it to Hawkyard. Featherstone just need to hang on. They lead by 3 points. Ford switches it. Waddell comes inside. Gives it to Graham. A chance here for Mal Graham, the Australian. He's got the support from Flanagan. Now Ford again. Desperate times for Featherstone Rovers now. They've been in front almost throughout the match, but Foy. As Oldham strive for what would surely be a winning try. Ford clips over the top. And is it a try? No, it isn't. The referee signals no try. Paul Round looks displeased. But the referee was right on the spot.
Well, that really was a let-off because this is Oldham pressure relentless. So Ford chips over the top. Everybody jumps it. Paul Round is convinced he's caught and touched it down. But the referee on the spot says no try.
Featherstone hanging on for all their work as Waddell goes through. And it's the last tackle. The drop-up goal's no good. Ford, Oldham simply have to keep it moving. Across the line. Still it's Lord. Now it's knocked back. Round chips forward, goes for the touchdown himself, and Bibb picks up and holds on. And Bibb really looked to hurt his leg badly. Round followed up after the kick through, his own kick. Bibb bravely diving on the ball. Yet another change by Eric Fitzsimons. Clawson has come back on in place of Hawkyard. Well, Featherstone will see this as a really critical win if they hold on. They set off from Featherstone this morning believing that a win here today would virtually guarantee them going up. But as we move into extra time, it's beginning to look as though Oldham are going to be beaten here for the second time this season at Watersheddings. For the second time on scrum down. Wakefield won here last month, and now it's Featherstone's turn, unless Oldham can do something right at the death. And Fox will almost certainly try to make sure that they don't, and that is a quite stunning kick from the Great Britain halfback.
And that says much for the way in which he's played this afternoon. He knows the pressure his side is under, but look, on the second, third tackle, enough's enough, he said. Let's get down there so we play it in their half, and he kicks a massive kick which has found touch down on the 25 of Oldham.
Players coming and going. John Crossley has just sneaked on as a substitute for Featherstone in this last minute, as Chris Bibb unfortunately has been carried off on a stretcher. We hope it wasn't too serious. Walsh has gone off for Oldham as well. So a lot of personnel changes as Ford, who's also had a good game, let it be said, against Fox. The Featherstone players leap in jubilation. But they've deserved this victory, really, for the tries that they've scored, and you can see how much it means to them. And Featherstone did score 3 tries to 2 in the first half from Paul Lyman and Paul Hughes. Graham Steadman in the second half, but they did have to withstand an onslaught after Charlie McAllister had scored near the end. 3 good goals from Steve Quinn, making the final score Oldham 15, Featherstone Rovers 18. Let's find out who the Stones Bitter man of the match is now from David Watkins.
Well, another exciting game for Scrumdown. Featherstone side coming here today and playing exceptionally well. There must have been times, though, when they thought he was going away from them, especially in the last few minutes. But a marvellous performance keeps them on track for the second division title. But for me, the man who, with all the qualities of good tackling, excellent kicking and chivying of his forwards, keeping them going forward all the time, the Stones Bitter Man of the Match award this week, and the £100 cheque, goes to Derek Fox, the swimmer. You must have thought it was going away from you in the last few minutes. Did you feel that you still could clinch it?
To tell you the truth, David, no. I think what was the turning point, I think, was Paul Lyman taking the ball out of Michael Ford's hands. He looked tall on a try. He went over our full-back, and Bosch luckily came across and took the ball out of his hands and kept hold of the ball, which is, I think, the law of averages. It wouldn't have happened if it had been on a bad day, but today everything seems to have gone right for us, and everything went our way.
Well, well done, a marvellous performance, and the best of luck. I hope everything else goes well for you for the rest of the season.
Thanks very much, David. Thanks.
Our weekly match analysis is quite revealing. Featherstone edged the Scrums 8-7, but more importantly, their hooker Keith Bell took 3 against the head. Nothing in it where penalties were concerned. There were 18 in all, evenly distributed. And it was just as even when it came to handling errors. Both sides committed 13. But what was different was the amount of possession enjoyed by the two sides. Featherstone kept hold of the ball for 26 minutes, whereas Oldham had it in their hands for only 24 minutes and 40 seconds.
Well, now a full check for you.